Hi everyone and welcome to the Cyber Pulse podcast. Today we're talking about online behavior that crosses the line. The kind of things people do on social media that they think are harmless, but in reality it could cause a lot of pain and a lot of unwanted damage. Things like unnecessary comments, watching someone too closely online, fake accounts, posting things without asking, or doing something just for fun without thinking how it lands. I'm joined by a student who has a lot of insights when it comes to online behaviors. His name is Ammaar. He's very bright. So before we dive into the topic, Ammaar, can you please introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit about yourself and your favorite social application?
Hi everyone, my name is Ammaar Anas. I'm a cybersecurity student and someone who's genuinely passionate about the digital behavior and how technology shapes everyday lives. I'm honored to be here today on the Cyber Pulse and thank you very much, Haika ma'am, for inviting me. I have been following your work and I really admire how you bring such relevant, important conversations into a space that's both educational and engaging.
Thank you.
It's a privilege to be a part of the discussion. So my favorite application I would say is I use all application in equal, so mostly Instagram and LinkedIn now because I'm entering the field of cybersecurity. So mostly LinkedIn.
Okay, cool. First of all, I just want to say thank you for your kind words. It means a lot, and I'm glad that you accepted the invite and that you're doing this today. So let's dive right into it. Why do you think people
Yes.
feel more comfortable doing things online that they would never do in person?
I would say that because of confidence, the confidence that in online people don't know who they are, who the real person is. So there's no one to judge them. So when it comes to real life, people judge, and that could be humiliating. It could be something that's worrying them. So maybe they don't want to have that kind of stress, so they're going online, and it's okay for them to do some stuffs online when no one knows who that is.
Okay, so you think people feel more comfortable hidden than in reality, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of people say things like, relax, it's just a joke when it's about a post or something. Why do you think people hide behind that sentence? Like everything is just a joke if it's online.
Yeah, actually, on that phrase, I don't think it's a joke. Maybe for the person who's trolling someone, it could be a joke, but the person who's receiving the joke or the victim, I would say, it might not be a joke for them. It could be a harmful sentence that could affect their mentality. So
Yeah.
I would say maybe why they say that sentence is because like if someone comes up on them and then it goes for a fight. So when they say that, they can like think, oh, it's normal, so it's my fault. So like they're changing the mentality over there. They're changing the mindset. Actually, that's a very wrong thing that's been going on online. I think we should implement some rules to prevent it.
Because sometimes they act a certain way and then they'll say, oh, it's just a joke. But in reality, it caused a lot of pain, it caused damage. So, who takes care of consequences when it comes to such things? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so like I don't think anyone will be responsible for the consequences, but I would say if it's a student, maybe they should be guided by their parents. So if they receive any such thing, they should be informing their parents, and parents should also be monitoring the children over the internet. So they make sure that some students won't harm the others by using some kind of comments that's really painful for them. So I would say no one can control the consequences, and especially online is a open source and anyone can communicate.
True.
So for children as for students, I would say it's parents who should be taking more care of them and guiding them in the right path, I would say.
What if it's a teenager or someone who's above 20? They're no longer children, aren't they? But still, they do act a certain way online.
Yeah, exactly. So in that cases, I think above 20, we should be responsible and mature. And even if we are not, if we are getting comments that is really harmful, I think we have a report option in also social media. Go, we should report it to the application community or the team members, the support team, and they'll take further actions because it's online and we don't know who they are. We cannot take any action by ourselves. So, but we should make sure that we take a screenshot and we have proper evidence that they are harming us. People in future won't be doing that again. So we should like make it really serious. We should take it really serious.
Interesting. So you'd say you'd report something that's harmful towards you because that's the right step when it comes to maintaining or keeping safe, correct?
Yes, exactly. Because no one has rights over our personal privacy. We should maintain that by reporting.
Interesting. So when someone says online behavior, that's too much, what's the first thing you would think of? Like, define something that's too much online. What would that behavior be?
I would say that would be influential behavior, like students trying to show off that they're really good, but actually it does not have to be. We can just be natural of who we are. Instead, people are trying to be more smart or like trying to be someone they are not in the reality. So they want to make sure that people looking at them judge them in a better way. So they don't want to have bad comments or anything. So they try to put fake stuff on any social media, like maybe they don't even have a car, but they're showing that they have the BMW. So like
Ah,
over
they're
exaggerating could
overdoing
be
it.
like too much.
They're
Yeah,
overdoing it
exactly.
because they're trying to maintain a certain image. How do you feel about that? Why do you think people take online image or reputation too seriously nowadays?
Yeah, I think now it's Gen Z. They want more followers. It depends on each individual's mentality. So I cannot say on behalf of them. But what I say on my point of view is that they want more followers and they want high reaching. So yeah, actually the main thing is they want to be loved by everyone. So that's the main thing they do it.
But is this love? Is like online support true love?
No, I wouldn't say so, but it's what they think. They think that they should be really famous, or like they should. The people who know them in reality, should look at their profile and should be like, oh wow, he's living a wonderful life, and like he want to be in a top level when he's showing off to other people. So actually, it's not true in every cases, but on my point of view, what I have looked at my friends, it's how they are behaving. So they want to look really smart, and and those stuff. They want to just show off a bit.
Okay, interesting. I understand your point. Ammar, have you ever came across online behavior that's crossed a personal boundary for you?
Yeah, to me personally, I haven't came across anything because I'm not much into social media. But I have seen my friends who are really big scam and fake accounts. Like they pretend to be someone else. So I think you're familiar with the name catfish. So some
Yes.
of my friends were like being catfished by a fake account, and then they were also communicating for a very long time. And then it seemed to be that it's his own friend who was like faking it, and then really broke him. He was really sad about it. So I think we should not do any of these behaviors and stop it. Like
But
we
but
should be more
how
responsible on
how
that.
how serious was that for him? It can really damage someone's emotional and psychological perspective as well because like you don't have the right to do something like that. So what gives them the right to act that way? What do you think led them to create an account and catfish somebody that way?
Yes, exactly. So that's it's all because of anonymity, the online anonymity that keeps them hidden. So they think that no one knows who you are, and it's really a big concern that they do so because they feel okay, let's just prank our friends, and then it goes much serious than a prank, and then the victim could be really harmed, and it could break him down. Then he also my friend, he was not speaking with us for almost a week, and then he was like keeping himself away from us.
But if, let's say, whatever it is that he was trying to do to him online lasted for a really long time, and then that person believed them, like psychologically, it's not something correct or right. It can really affect someone's mental health.
Yes, exactly. I would say so. But I think we cannot take any actions against people creating their own accounts on social media. So, like when they create it, we tend to believe it's true because that much of images and stuff they put to make it believe. And now, with the help of AI, deep fakes are also increasing. So it looks like a real image. We could think, yeah, this is someone real, and then we could start communicating. But then, after a long period of time, when we know that it is not, it could really affect the mental health. And if it's a student, it could really affect his studies and stuff. Moreover, it could may lead to leaving his life. So that's really something we should be concerning more about. And creating a fake account to yourself it's not okay. But still, if you want to create it, it's your wish. But and using that account to harm someone is not very acceptable.
It's not acceptable at all, actually, and it's illegal. If people reported it, the person behind that account can get caught.
Yes,
There
exactly.
are rules and regulations when it comes to that. However, not a lot of people truly address this and talk about the rights when it comes to this part or when it comes to social media. So that's why we're seeing a lot of such cases or scams nowadays. Ammar, I do have another question for you. Do you think students
Yes.
understand the impact their online behavior has on others? Or do you think they disconnect from reality once they're behind the screen?
Yeah, so I would say I won't say that everyone is distracted, but there are some who don't think about it. They just think it's fun. Some people who are not serious about life, even in school or in social media, they're not serious about life. So what they think is it's just fun, it's okay, and they don't know the real impact, I guess. Or maybe some people know the impact and they are knowingly doing it. It all depends on individuality. But
True.
the victim, like if someone is approaching us, we should be very sure of who it is. We should verify it. And today with deepfakes and AI, I think it's really hard. But I think we should make sure to not maintain a very close connection with an unknown person. Instead,
Because
if
it's
there's someone known to us,
that way you'd protect yourself.
yeah, exactly. So it's not only the responsibility of the person who's trying to catfish us. It's our responsibility to not be catfished. So we should be aware, and it's our life, so it's our privacy. So we should also have some awareness on our side.
That's a great point, actually. Awareness plays a big role when it comes to that. So thank you for bringing that up. Because if they're doing their due diligence, we have to do our part as well. So why do you
Exactly.
think people feel entitled to judge others online?
Yeah, why people feel entitled? Maybe it could be it could be different scenarios. Let me say one. So one of my friend who had some clash in the school, so he wanted to take revenge.
Okay.
So he created a fake account and then started chatting. And then really after the chat, during the chat also there was so much words that should not be used, and still it was used, and the student did not report it to his parents. He thought it was just something to be ignored. So the victim also did not the same thing, and then later on it really became a big issue, and then it was found out by the school management, and they really took a big action against that. I think it's not our right to take social media in our hands, because social media is just for a purpose of sharing information, and we are using it in the wrong way, and that's something
True.
everyone should be responsible of and should be aware of.
Yes, as you said before, awareness is a big part when it comes to social media and how it's being used and utilized nowadays. Do you think people pretend they aren't bothered by online behavior, even when they truly are, but they try to hide it? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I would say some people. It's not to judge anyone, but I had some friends in my school who used to be very ignorant. They have very less respect on the teachers as well. So those people are very ignorant, and then they just care for their happiness, I guess. So whatever makes them happy is right, and whatever does not make them happy is wrong. So they had this policy, and they use this everywhere, even on social media, and that really has a very bad impact. I think
Yeah.
it's all on the environment we grow up in.
True. I kind of resonate when it comes to that. I think morals and how you're raised play a big part in how you act and how you carry yourself, even when it comes to online behavior as well.
Yes, exactly.
So let's talk about boundaries, Ammar. What's one online boundary you think more people should respect? It can be like about privacy or messaging or screenshots, anything. Just name me one boundary and think why do you think people should respect it more?
Yeah, I would say social media is for sharing some stuff that we love to share, and it does not mean everyone should comment on it. So people start to think that they have rights on our privacy, and they start to comment for the things, and they try to judge us. So that's very wrong, because it's a person's individual interest of posting something. So there's no right for another person to comment unless it's a harmful content. So when it's something related to us, I don't think someone has rights to come and stop us from doing what we are. And if we didn't stop, they're using some words and like it's kind of a torture or stalking by
Yeah,
messaging personally and kind of keep on looking at when we came online. It could be really annoying, I would say.
true. It can be, I agree. So let's get back to the fake account formality or fake account creation. Why do you think people create fake accounts? And how does it feel knowing someone might be watching from one?
Yeah, in case of a fake account, so different people do it for different purpose. Mostly it's done for a prank. So like one of my friend, he just took a profile picture and then changed it into a different a person. So he used a different person's profile picture, impersonating our student counselor. So who was our student counselor, and then he messaged the students, and then the student thought, okay, it's our student counselor, we should reply to him immediately. So they all replied. He gathered some information, and then he really pranked on us. So that was really personal
That's
for
a big
everyone.
one. That is a big illegal prank. That's not a prank at all. You know, if he got
Exactly.
caught, it can lead to huge legal consequences. That's one part I wanted to bring up. A lot of people fall for these pranks or fall for things like that, but they don't know what's their right when it comes to such things. And the other person who's operating from the other end or who's operating behind the screen has no clue what it could lead to. So
Yeah.
again,
Yes.
awareness plays a huge part in all of this. If the
Yeah.
two parts know what the consequences can be, I think people would be more vigilant when it comes to their online behavior. What do you think?
Yes, true, true. So in this case, what I would try to bring up is a rule from cybersecurity, which is the zero trust. Means you not trust anything without verifying, even if someone is closer to you. It could be like a very close relative of yours, but it's not actually them. So as you know, the deep fakes are coming in.
True.
So AI is also evolving. We should be very careful, like when it comes to asking our personal questions. So we should use this rule called zero trust, and then you should actually go through some verifications. Maybe you can look into their profile in depth and look if that's the behavior of your relative, or it could be someone who's asking for money. So maybe it's not your relative, and maybe in some cases your relative will be sitting next to you, and but you're getting the call from them, and their image and their voice is also available. So that's really really scary because
True.
people, the attackers, are not using it wisely. They want money, and it could not only be students, it could be also attackers in this case. They're trying to gain access to people's accounts and stuff.
Yes.
So it's our individual responsibility as citizens. We should take awareness by ourselves. We should go and research. We should look into YouTube, and we should listen to podcasts like yours to gain more
Thank you.
awareness. So I would say it's zero trust. That's one key thing you should maintain. So when you have zero trust on anyone online, so you should be very careful with who you're interacting, even if it's your close relatives. And in case it looks fake and you're sure about it, you can take
Yes.
screenshots as an evidence, and you can tell the real person, and you can share it among your family so that they know. And
Exactly.
sometimes you can even report to Instagram or whatever the application is.
Exactly. If you can prove that there is malicious intent behind a certain account, always report it. Always. Because you have proof that there is malicious intent behind a certain account. So, Ammar, what's one thing you wish someone told you earlier about protecting your peace online?
Yeah, I would say we don't need to show off a lot about ourselves. We can keep ourselves hidden online. I mean, like, you don't need to go online unless it's necessary. So, if you see some influencers, they're making some educational videos, and yeah, I agree that's really important for everyone. So they're like showing how to use cybersecurity and IT related and digital marketing related stuff. So they should have an account that is not their personal, and it's a company account, so that even people interact with them, they won't have any harm. And if it's personal, you can just keep it private. You have options to keep your account private, so random people won't come and message you. And I don't think we don't need a digital presence unless it's necessary. So if it comes to digital presence and
Interesting.
you're not even making content online, so I say, well, why do you overshare? And who even looks at it? It's just attackers. So my advice was that if I received it earlier, I would say like the technology is evolving and everyone has an account now on
True.
social media. So I would say maybe we could limit the use of social media and only necessary. We don't like it does not mean everyone is using. We should also start using. So if a person is using Instagram, my friends go and create accounts in everything: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. They want to be like available everywhere.
But why
So that's
is
one thing
that?
I
Why
say.
is online availability important nowadays? Why do you think people think it's very important to be available online?
I think it's because they want to build network, or maybe they want to like say that they are available everywhere. And like mostly who does this are under 18. So I would say it could be also maybe a lack of maturity. So also maybe it could be like they want to show off to their friends. He says I have Snapchat, and then
Yeah.
he says I have Instagram, Snapchat, this one. So like it's a competition in between friends. So that's I think something we
Interesting.
should not be competing on.
True. It's not a competition, but I don't know why they view it that way. But I guess age plays a big role when it comes to that. So,
Exactly.
Ammar,
So
what's something you stopped tolerating online?
yeah, I think it would be explicit contents like things that should not be viewed online and things that should not be spoken online. It's really common now. If you look into the social media applications, like things that should not be published online are easily available and accessible. Like for children, it could be really harmful for their education and their mental health. So when they
True.
follow that path, it's really not something that it should be encouraged. It should not be encouraged. So parents plays a very important role by monitoring their children. I would say that we should not let children under 18 have a lot of social media accounts, because some contents are not for children. It's not for children under 18. So that should be actually monitored. And I think nowadays social media companies are looking into it and they are trying to prevent it and create a kids mode. But I don't know why do we even need a kids mode, because kids should not have social media accounts.
Kids are very smart nowadays. Even if there is kids mode, they'll figure out a way to get out of it. They adapt to usage very fast, like very fast and efficiently. They know how to use technology better than us. So of course they're gonna outbeat us in terms of figuring out how to tweak things their own way.
Yeah, it's true.
If you could change one thing about online culture among students your age, let's say, what would you change?
I would say online presence is only for someone who's mature. So if you're not mature, you should not be using it. And if I would bring up a change, I think that would be impossible, because I would say no one should use social media until you're up to a certain level and have an understanding. Because previously in days like when it was 2000 or 19 and then in the 90s, like people did not have social media and they were engaged in the physical activities, so that make them healthier and live longer. But nowadays, people are very much into social media. They don't go up, they don't speak up with friends, and they even don't know what's right, what's wrong. So that very important thing is being neglected by social media. So if I would say, I say that students should not use social media until they have an understanding and an impact that can bring to the society.
Interesting. So you would limit the usage of social media and also only advise people to use it once they actually know the purpose of it. If they have a purpose of
Exactly.
using it, that's when they use it. If they don't, then they shouldn't be using it, right?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I kind of like your answer. To be honest, I never thought of it that way. So thank you for bringing that up. Before we end, I want you to share one short message for anyone listening. Just one sentence or something that you'd like to say. Something they can keep in mind when they go back online.
Yeah, so thank you very much for having me. To anyone listening, just remember that online behavior is also real behavior. So we don't need to think it as fake. It's also real. We should maintain the respect that we maintain in reality. So the way we interact, share, and respect each other digitally has much an impact of how we act offline. So let's try to be more aware, more intentional, and more respectful with the way we use technology.
Interesting message. I like what you just mentioned. So thank you for that, Ammar. One more question before we actually close off. Is there anyone else you'd like to see
Um,
as an episode or as a speaker in the podcast?
Yes, I would say my lecturer when I was studying in cybersecurity would be Jude sir and Mushtaq sir. They are a very, very valuable resource for the cyber community, and they have been working so many years, and their expertise is like it's like skyrocket. And I would say if you could reach them out, and it will be really best.
Thank you very much, Ammar. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, it's my honor to be on your podcast, and I'm saying you're doing a great job by creating a podcast and creating awareness for the online community.
thank you for being here again. So that was truly interesting. I truly enjoyed that conversation. It felt genuine and real at the same time. I just want to add one thing. Truly, I'm impressed by the students that I've spoken to. They're bringing in a very different perspective when it comes to the cyber world. So I'm enjoying how they're seeing things and I'm learning a lot from them. So I just want to share that I'm grateful for that. And to anyone else who wants to volunteer or join, please feel free to reach out. And I'm truly learning a lot from you. So yeah, now when it comes to that, I just want to add one more thing. I want to add the fact that the online world is part of our lives and the way we behave there matters. So be mindful of how you treat people through a screen and protect your own peace too. I hope you will enjoy that episode and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.